Pi, here this doesn't mean pi symbol of mathematics or value of 3.14. Here pi is the name of the lead character of today's story. Yes friends, here I say about Fishin Malta Patel whose name became Fishin Patel to Pi Patel. His uncle named him Fishin as per the famous French swimming pool Fishin Malta. The story is about struggle for existence and coexistence. Leave it, let's come to story. In Canada, one day a writer comes to visit Pi, who is sent by his uncle. His uncle told him that Pi has an adventurous story. This topic will help the writer for his article. Pi has a very much amazing and interesting story. This story is based on his own life incident. And sixthly, the writer asks about Pi's name, why he is named as Pi. Pi tells him that his uncle loves swimming and he named him fishing when he was born. This fishing name was inspired by the famous swimming pool Fishing Malta, and he told actually his name was Fishing Malta Portal, but he was teased by his friends and even teachers in the school with this name. One day he solved a difficult mathematics question with the value of pi. That's why his teacher appreciated him in front of all students. Since then he is named as Pi. Pi told the writer that in Pondicherry, India, many farmers lived at the place where they lived. He was raised in a polytheistic Hindu family. His mother was a religious woman and Pi used to believe in Lord Krishna because he was inspired from his mother. He was completely unknown about his religion in his childhood. Then he was introduced with Christianity and Islam, so he used to adopt different religions. He learned how important it is to believe in human life and humanity. His father's religion was something else, and one day his father said if he will continue following different religions, it will make him follow no religions. Hearing this, Pi's mother said he is a child and it doesn't matter which god he loves. Then Pi told his father had a zoo and he had kept many animals there. He used to visit those animals since his childhood. It is true that animals can become friendly to humans, but this is not for all animals we see. One day in his childhood, he wanted to feed a Bengal tiger of the zoo, whose name was Richard Parker. He thought it would not harm him, but his father caught him while feeding to Bengal tiger Richard Parker, and he scolded him. He said what foolishness was he going to do? It could take his hand also. His father performed a life practical for making him realize how harmful it could be. He ordered a man to tie a goat in front of Richard Parker and within a moment it killed the goat brutally. It proved that wild animals cannot become humans' friends. Then a few years passed and Pi grown elder. Pi liked a girl, Anandi, there and she became his friend. One day he brought her to show the zoo. Anandi was very happy seeing beautiful animals in the zoo. The land of the zoo was not theirs, and when Pi was at 16 years old, one day his father told them they have to leave the place due to some emergencies. His family decided to leave India and to settle in Canada. There they would sell their animals, but Pi was not ready for that. He did not want to leave his friend Anandi, but he could not tell his family about it. That's why he had to leave India and his friends with his family forever. They were on a Japanese ship with their animals. When the family went to have food, Pai's father argued with the chef about veg or non-veg food as his mother was vegetarian. Then another man offered his veg meal to Pai's mother. At night, Pai's father was giving sleeping medicines to their animals. He told the sea travel is not easy for the animals. They can't bear it and they fall sick and start vomiting. So it's better to make them unconscious. Pai told the writer that they were in the dangerous part of the Mariana Trench in the sea at night and everybody was sleeping, but he awoke hearing noise and came outside. There was a heavy storm. At first he enjoyed it. But then he noticed the sea water had come inside the ship. He remembered his family sleeping inside the ship. Hence he came down, but there was water everywhere inside the ship. He could not get into the room where his family was sleeping. Then he ran to the outside of the ship, where some people were there. He asked them to save his father, mother, and brother, but they were busy in taking out the lifeboats. One of them asked him to sit on the lifeboat and release the boat from there, but he did not want to sit on the lifeboat without his family. But suddenly his foot slipped and he fell into the boat. A zebra also fell to that lifeboat and got its leg broken. Perhaps someone has released the animals from cage. The boat moved far from the ship because of the heavy storm. Pai was alone on that boat without his family and he jumped from that boat. He tried to find out the ship in which there was his family, but he found it rowing in the deep sea. Then he had not any other ways instead of going on the lifeboat to save his own life. He found someone also there who was trying to save his life. He tried to save it and noticed it was that tiger Richard Parker. This tiger also came into the boat. In the morning, the effect of the storm was decreasing. He took out boat's water by a bucket. Later, a hyena also emerged from the boat. Then he saw an orangutan sitting on the banana bunches floating on the sea water. Pai helped her and took on the boat. The orangutan also lost her son. The hyena could not control its hunger and attacked the injured zebra and killed it in front of Pai. He failed to save the zebra. The next day it attacked the weak orangutan in a jar to eat it. He also tried to save the life of orangutan but unfortunately failed. Before hyena attacked him, the tiger came out of the tarpaulin of the boat and ended the hyena in a second. Pai jumped into the water seeing the tiger in that boat. The tiger could kill him if it would feel hungry. He found himself safe at the opposite side of the tiger on the boat. A long time passed. Condition of Pai was getting bad towards since he was stuck in the boundless sea. He was quite hopeless as he had no way to get out from the sea. There was also no rescue team to save him. He had to live in the sea on the boat with a tiger who was trying to kill him in every moment. He got some food and water cans in the boat, but those were not sufficient to survive for much longer. Pai found a guidebook there in which it was written how to survive if someone will be stuck in the sea. He started applying all these things. He sang songs for himself and he kept himself busy by doing something. He tried to stay happy and refreshed his memories. That night Pai went to his past and saw his family members in the stars and became so much emotional. He cried and saw how his mother used to tell him to have courage in every situation and never let his trust on God be broken. Nobody can defeat him until he has hope and courage. There Pai had a notebook and a pencil to write, and he sent his message through water cans to people by putting them inside the cans and throwing them on water. He was in hope that someone would come to help him. Then Pai found a world map on the boat. He did not know how to read a map, so he did not understand in which direction he had to take his boat. Pai realized that if he did not feed that hungry tiger, that would end his life also. Pai had biscuits and water for himself but did not have any food for the tiger, so he tried to catch fish. He gave water to the tiger by filtering seawater with the help of solar stills. He thought he will not continue this for a long time. He should learn to live with this tiger. Then he made a floating boat by using life jackets, nets, and oars and attached it by a rope to the main boat. There he lived to save himself from the tiger Richard Parker. One day the tiger was very hungry and it jumped into the water to catch fish, but failed to catch any fish. Then it saw Pai. It swam towards Pai to eat him. Pai suddenly pulled the rope and jumped to the lifeboat to escape. The tiger was also trying to climb the boat, but then Pai was furious and wanted to kill the tiger. But his heart melted and he could not kill it because he was with the tiger for many days, so he helped it get on the boat. One day Pai caught a big fish from the sea. He had no options other than to kill the fish and give it to the tiger. Then Pai moved forward and he never thought that he would see whale ever. There were many blue fishes around him. It looked so beautiful. Then suddenly a huge blue whale came out of the water and jumped over his boat. Pai's boat got damaged with the jerk and his whole food got washed away. Every day Pai marked the number of the day he spent in the sea, counting one by one. When they were going on board they saw many flying fishes. Flying fishes also hit Pai's body and fell down to the boat. That's why there were so many fishes on the boat. Pai and the tiger both wanted to get the fishes because they both were hungry. Pai scared the tiger and behaved in such a way that he wanted to say the tiger that the food belongs to him only, because he was helpless. Pai was vegetarian but now he had to eat those fishes unknowingly to save his own life first. Every time Pai went to the lifeboat to bring food, but it was risky for him as the tiger always tried to kill him. Pai thought to train the tiger to live within the same boat. Time has passed and their condition got worse day by day. Pai saw so many dolphins jumping on water. Then he saw a land-like island so far from him. He fired signal smokes to get help but got no reply. That night Pai was lost in his past and he was seeing his mother in the water and he became hopeful and said to God he is ready to bear all pains. The pencil that Pai had was also come to end, so he could not write anymore. One night there was a storm and he collected rainwater in the bucket, but his boat broke. The lifeboat was also in a bad condition because much water filled in it. Next morning Pai's condition was worse and the tiger was so weak. Pai went to the tiger and poured water on it. Then he spread his hand on its head and the tiger was so weak that it even could not move its head. Pai placed his head on his lap and started crying. Because of the tiger he was alive, as he was always alert of his attack. The next morning they reached an island and it was full with green trees. Pai hooked his boat to the tree root. He ate the roots of the trees. He had pure drinking water from pools and food. He thought they could easily stay there. The green island was full of markets and the tiger also got his food. It started eating them. At night Pai noticed that there was something wrong on that island because all meerkats were climbing to the trees. He saw the water in the pools become acid. The fishes were also getting decayed. Pai saw a flower on the tree where he was sleeping. When he opened it, he found a human tooth inside the flower. Pai told the writer that this island was carnivorous island, means it ate humans and animals. The island was beautiful in the daytime and dangerous at night. He said that perhaps before him, humans had come to stay mistakenly, but they had no other way instead of dying. So Pai decided to leave that island. He collected so much food on his boat. He also placed some other food stuff on the boat. He could not leave the tiger there, so he also took many meerkats for the tiger. The tiger also ran to the boat as he also knew that to stop on that island was to invite sure death. After some days they reached another island of Mexico. The tiger got off the boat and moved towards the jungle. But Pai's condition was not good and he fell down on sand. He thought that the tiger Richard would look back and say him bye before leaving, because after living together for 227 days they had made a bond of love. But that not happened. Richard Parker straight got into the jungle without any turn. There Pai cried like a kid, not because of he had found an island, but he was crying because the tiger did not look back. The time was heart-wrenching when he could not even say goodbye to his loved one. There some people arrived and took him to hospital. In hospital, two men come from Japanese insurance company and he told them everything that happened with him. But they did not believe him as it seemed to be imaginary to them. Even they asked to tell something realistic on which they could believe. Pai said to the writer he still had that copy of the policy. The writer saw while opening it that there was a paper inside the file. There was a boy's story, and that boy lived in mid of the sea for 227 days with a Bengal tiger. This was Pai's own story, and the writer became surprised to hear it. Meanwhile, Pai's family arrived, means his wife and his kids. Pai told him there was not anyone left from his family, and now this is his family. The writer took permission of Pai to publish the story. Pai said sure because his uncle has sent him there for this story. The story ends here. Hope you enjoyed the story and felt the emotion of Pai when Richard Parker left him without looking back. You can relate it to a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Suppose after falling in love and after too much sacrifice, when there is a strong bond of love between you and your partner leaves you without saying goodbye. What will happen to you? What do you feel? Please comment. I am waiting for your reply. Anyway, let me say goodbye, not forever but till another story. Don't forget to watch my next video. Keep smiling. Thank you for watching till the end. Bye bye.